when I had my drug problem and I was like in between working on stuff, I would never have to like address my relationship with food because I was like, oh, I could always just go get more Adderall. Do you know what I mean? And like be okay with it. So it was really hard. And I got basically let go from Pretty Little Liars in season 5 because of the weight that I had lost. And it was really an embarrassing thing. Like I didn't look good too skinny. And then, then when start to put the weight back on, I couldn't handle it being too heavy. So it kind of like played into this dumb cycle. Whereas now, it's, you look like what you look like. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there are things that I enjoy so much about my body now that I can't put words to, even though like before it was traditionally a little bit more, I don't know, thin or what it should be or whatever looks good on camera so that any angle looks good on you, and getting used to like, oh, okay, we all got the little concave thing, like everything's rolling a little bit. And for the mental place I'm in now is I'm so much happier, but that really ruled. I mean, I really think that kept me in using was just, not dealing with that. And then when I need to go back to set, it's like, oh, what do I do? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
It was so bad. I got called into the Pretty Little Liars creator's office. Oh, I don't even know why. And she was just like, so we're going to let you go. She's like, it's not because you're acting. She's like, but do you have anybody to talk to? And I was like, no, And she's like, we'll find somebody and we have to let you go for now. And it was really sweet because they brought me back in season 7, and it was like, it was so like lovely of that writing team to see that relationship and that character out. But that was rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Being told, hey, we got to let you go. And with care.
With so much care.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I care about you as a person, but it's not working.
Yeah, it can't work here anymore. And Shay was like, we went to the same nutritionist for a while. And she was bringing me like protein powder. She's like, girl. And it was awful. It was awful.
That's so rough, man. Like, I'm so happy with how you're doing. It's so fucking amazing.
Yeah, the fact that just like, man, I just gave away everything I cared about, And I just don't know that I've ever gotten back to the point in my career that I was before that talk, that meeting, or that whole season of using,
Yeah.
But it's a fucking lot, dude. It's a fucking lot. You're caring about your body can make you go in all different directions, and from plastic surgery to drugs to withholding to any kind of shit,
Yeah.
Competitive, like comparing competition, like, oof.
Yeah, well, and like not being able to hold or face the issue is then it comes out in all the other ways. Like you're actually acting out this issue, but because you don't want to touch it, it's acting out in all this other shit when really the heart of it's here and you just gotta kind of integrate whatever the work is there. Yep. But yeah, man. And
no, it was just one of the most, they did me so right, like bringing me back for season 7 and just letting me say goodbye. Like,
that's so nice.
I will just never forget that writer's room. I know exactly who, like Joe Doherty, and so yeah, just that whole ride, I'm starting to be able to like step away from it more and forgive and appreciate and accept. But that was, a wild time, and it kind of brought me here to where I am now. And for better, for worse, whatever happens in the future, like, this is the only life that I can be living, like for whatever professional success was in the past, it's not comparing to the Friday nights I can sit and enjoy a movie on my couch.
Dude.
That
part.
So.
Dude.
Good shit.
Man. And like, listen, so I know so many audience members are going to like relate to that. Like a lot of people don't make it through this, I mean, you had like the child actor transition to make it through, but it happens to kids no matter what. It happens to people no matter what.
Industry or background.
Actually landing in your adulthood, getting through whatever fucked up shit you started with, whatever cards you were dealt mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever hangups you picked up, like a lot of people, it's hard to get through to that place where you actually, and there's no finish line in your life, but just get through to that adulthood where you're like, okay, I'm on my feet and I can actually like breathe and take life on a little bit. Like, it's hard, man. It's hard. It's fucking complicated. Yeah. You're doing great.
Oh,
I love you, dude.
And in time for y'all to resurge. Love you guys. And resurge in my life. Really good.
Shit, man.
Good shit.
I gotta watch Pretty Little Liars.
Gotta dive in.
You only got to watch the first episodes, which are funny because it's like, what? Bob,
Oh, yeah,
Bob,
they
Bob,
gave
that
you like a
crazy
little Bob.
And
certain
then,
point.
yeah.
Were you on it from the very beginning?
Yeah. It was like a 6-year recurring thing on there. Yeah. And then the episode that I was, where they were like, okay, they called me into their office and that happened. Then we had to shoot the episode where I left. I use that show as like a therapy session every time I went in. I cried harder there than I did in all that whole 6 years by myself. Like my everything went into Paige. And so that scene was just us saying goodbye at the airport, and I affected Shay so much in a way that like we grew so much as actors between action and cut, and then the makeup lady came up to me. She goes, I don't think they were expecting you to cry this much. Your lashes, and Shay and I couldn't even talk to her. We would do this, and then we would go like that when the thing was over, and then finally when it was done, we just hugged each other and like let it be what it was. But my God, I'm so appreciative for that set and for that character and for Shay and for those people who brought me back. It was a great and crazy and scary and sad, wonderful, tragic ride. And yeah.
Dude, so cool.
Yeah.
I like, did you know the cast? Like,
Lucy, right?
I knew Lucy and Ashley Benz. I haven't seen them in a long time, but like I knew them before Pretty Little Liars. It was cool to see like all of you
Yeah,
on
I know,
it.
right?
Yeah. It's so cool how you guys both got on shows after Ned's and I never did. You fucks.
What's your movies though? You had Prankster, you had Shredder Man. Don't talk about it. Oh.
Prankster was so bad.
And where's the money? You told me that
you
told me that you manifested that. Remember, you were like, I want to be working on a project. I want it to be like in Mexico or abroad or something.
No, Where's the Money? That was I Break for Gringos. That one I did manifest, but it didn't do anything, and no one saw it.
But you had a good time though. They were flying you out to parties and crap.
Amazing
That
time.
was so
Yeah.
lit. I was a little jelly. I was like, yo, he's living
Yeah.
it up, man.
Sick.
I was living it.
Yeah.
It was sad after. It was a good lesson moving forward in my life and career. Like the experience on the movie was so good that, and I really liked the script and really believed we were making something good. And I think we did make something good, but just the final outcome, it just didn't. They didn't get the good distribution. It didn't go anywhere, and that really like hurt after 4 years of work. It was like a long process making it. And then like critics in Mexico and the US just fucking shat on it. It was a spring break genre comedy. Like, and within the genre, I'm like, this does the genre well.
Yeah.
The reviews I read, like, weren't taking it for the genre it is. Like, it was so weird. They were like, this fucking piece of shit. I'm like, it was devastating. It hurt.
It was devastating.
Devastating. Ha 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 ha. That's great.
Wow.
So they're like
hurt.
judging
Oh
you
my
up against The Color
gosh.
Purple and all
Yes.
these other prolific
Yes.
films.
And I was like,
Lord.
guys, take it for what it is. It's just like a silly booby comedy, you know?
Even put it against Spring Breakers. Like,
Dang.
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, they weren't. And yeah, I got shat on. Well, the movie got shat on. But I still loved it. It's called Sundown, I think is what it ended up being called. It should have stayed the original name, which is I Break for Gringos. But great experience, like life-changing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lit. And that's
Yeah.
what matters sometimes. Like the end product, you know, that's its own thing. But the experience, like
That's
you know,
me.
going
Process
through
product, my friend.
Process. Yeah. You do talk about that.
That's what it taught me, which was nice. Like it had to hurt, but it's because I needed it. I wanted it. I wanted it to be like my first movie that shows people I can lead a movie that's out there and people are actually seeing and enjoying. And it didn't do any of that and then got shat on. But it did teach me that thing of like, man, enjoy the ride. Don't put an expectation on the final product. I have no control over that or how it's received.
Right.
Fuck
right.
it.
Right.
Enjoy my time with the people, you know? Yeah. One time, Lindsey sent me this
Okay.
BDSM quiz.
Oh, okay.
And this was actually fascinating.
Yeah.
Lindsey like sent me this like 150 question.
You have to take.
This
I gotta take it?
this giant like BDSM, just fetish world
what's your
questionnaire.
kink?
Yeah,
What's
where
your
do you
kink?
land on the fetish spectrum?
Where did you land? Thank you guys so much for watching this clip from the Ned's Declassified Podcast Survival Guide. You want the full episode? Go on over to the Ned's Pod, all right? Check out our YouTube channel. And you know what? Support our Patreon, okay? There's going to be a link in the description for that too, both the YouTube and the Patreon. Dude, thank you guys so much for tuning in. See ya.